Nadia, the content creator for True Horror Stories POV.
And I'm Rizal. I'm the most famous person je.
Itu dia. Kalau korang tak kenal dia siapa, gitu.
Somebody tau. Make sure you know me.
Must know him,
Yeah, I'm Rizal. I'm the BTS videographer, photographer.
Yes, kalau korang nak tengok dia punya work, which is his works in the BTS tu dia punya, and then you can also tengok dia punya photography semua on our THS website, which will be in the description box below. Okay, okay, enough ni Okay, so sekarang let's get down to business. Okay. So, first and foremost, I want to apologize for taking a while to actually do these backstory videos. But kita ada reason why we are actually not doing so much backstories right now. Okay, because in view of this COVID situation, it is very unpredictable when kita boleh shoot POV atau tidak, you know. So since sekarang ni ada sikit kelonggaran dalam segi the rules and everything with the COVID situation kan, kita actually seize the opportunity to cepat-cepat shoot as much POV videos as possible. Because backstory kita boleh buat dekat dalam studio atau you know it's in-house lah, kita don't need to go out. So that's why kita saving it lah kita while boleh shoot kat luar, kita shoot kat luar. So I'm so sorry for the delay and hopefully you guys understand why we are doing things as such lah Okay, so now we officially begin Okay, so this backstory is for episode 15 titled Restless. Okay, disclaimer this is not the person who actually encountered episode the Restless thing. So he will be sharing with you guys the story. Okay, so actually usually I would prefer to invite the person over to do this backstory. Tapi because this is a rather sensitive punya story lah kan, POV kan. So the person actually really didn't want to be involved. So dia actually kasih permission for
to share lah.
Rizal to share on her behalf. So without further ado, take it away.
Yes. So this story is about a friend of mine, tapi dah lama lah. Ni cerita dah lama. Sekarang dia dah rumah tangga semua, dah ada anak and all that. So this was
lama lah.
How
long ago?
I have no idea. Tak bilang.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. The story is about her and this guy dululah, boyfriend that time lah.
Okay.
Dorang punya relationship is about macam here and there lah, macam kadang-kadang happy, kadang-kadang tak happy, you know, macam keep
on and off
keep frequently macam gitu.
Okay.
Walaupun dah betak tu. So dia macam gitulah dia punya relationship. And she said that she tried to macam break up dengan dia a few times, but then somehow they patch
balik.
Things up lah. Patch balik together. Then
tak bilang kenapa lah dia nak break up.
Tak bilang. So I also never ask lah, tak tanya lah. Okay, so when that one fine day they managed to break up. Okay, they managed to break up, but it wasn't a mutual agreement lah. Macam the guy wasn't happy and she was the one yang betul-betul nak lah. Macam dah give up that kind of stuff lah. So once diorang dah break up, she threw the ring. The engagement ring.
Dah tunang.
Ke engagement ring I think so lah.
Dah tunang. Okay.
The engagement ring dah buang, dah throw it away. Then from that day onwards, dia macam merasa macam semacam during that time dia tak perasan. Because she feels macam okay lah, maybe this is heartbreak lah, kira kan macam sedih, you know, even though dia yang
nak break up tapi dia sedih.
Tapi dia macam sedih, macam rasa macam you know that kind of feeling lah. So dia macam rasa tak macam penat, macam rasa macam sakit tapi tak sakit, that kind of stuff, you know. Then the funny part is that when kita nak masak nasi kan, then once dah siap jadi nasi kan, obviously kan, masak nasi jadi nasi kan, nak jadi apa lagi kan. But the thing is only for her, kalau dia masak nasi tu jadi basi, like something ruin dia punya nasi tu lah. Macam kalau mak bapak dia masak ke atau adik-adik dia masak ke, no problem, no issue. Jadi but bila dia je nak buat, jadi basi. So that was one of the sign dia bilang lah. Then on top of that, macam dia rasa macam nak sakit,
Okay.
tapi tak sakit-sakit.
Okay.
And then tak rasa sakit, tapi rasa nak sakit, tapi dia macam muntah-muntah.
Okay.
Macam keep on vomiting, macam out of sudden, you know, that kind of stuff lah. Macam feel seasick lah, have no idea lah whatever she's feeling, but she said that dia macam nak muntah je.
Okay.
Then bila dia dah rasa macam gitu, few days, mak dia macam perasan lah, dia macam not really feeling well ke apa ke kan. So mak dia kasih buku Yasin lah untuk make her feel better. But the thing is, dia tak baca. Dia letak bawah bantal dia. So macam
dia tak baca langsung.
Tak baca langsung. She didn't read it. So dia letak bawah bantal macam
aku tak tahu pasal ni. Because bila because when kita tengah buat this POV video, Ijaz actually just kasih kita
things to do lah.
Things to do je.
Like a scene apa part ni.
Dia tak explain kat kita apa sal tau. So aku actually ingat kan, aku didn't know about this whole Yasin thing.
So just for your guys info, buku Yasin tu is not supposed to put bawah bantal lah. Basically ayat suci Quran kan.
Betul.
So you don't put under bawah bantal. If you know ayat Quran ke atau ayat Quran ni supposed to be at the very top, macam kat atas almari, like nothing, tak mau timpa apa-apa lah, because it should be on top. And also yalah, surah Yasin you supposed to read it. And also macam this one additional info lah macam if you want yourself to be protected from all these things, then surah Al-Falaq, you can read surah Al-Falaq, which is easier lah. Kalau siapa yang tak biasa baca kursi, tak hafal ayat kursi, then you can baca Al-Falaq. That one usually dorang practice dekat negeri Arab lah. This one info from an ustaz from a friend of mine. So dia kata negeri Arab dorang baca surah Al-Falaq. They practice that, but for us kita ayat kursi kan. So these two boleh baca. If I'm not wrong also, yang surah An-Nas pun boleh.
Surah An-Nas pun boleh juga.
Pun boleh juga insya-Allah.
Anything I think if anything that has to do with Al-Quran, insya-Allah boleh lah. Boleh.
Okay. So
sorry. Go back.
Go back. Apa tadi?
So kau cakap pasal dia tak baca. Dia
tak baca, dia letak bawah bantal. So that one,
dia tak tahu.
Dia tak tahulah. Mungkin during that time ialah segi agama dia masih muda ke stuff like that kan. Jadi dia tak berapa pandai, you know. But yalah, you're not supposed to put it kat bawah bantal lah. So bila dia letak bawah bantal tu, dia nak macam apa ni, as if macam that Yasin, that buku Yasin macam give her comfort. Give her comfort, jadi dia boleh tidur malam. Jadi dia macam susah tidur, that kind of stuff. Jadi every night macam for a few days ke apa, surah Yasin, buku Yasin tu macam bangun pagi je kat bawah lantai. Bangun je kat atas meja. Bangun je, it's not, dah bukan bawah bantal dia lagi. Dah macam dah bersepak lah, dah ke sana sini lah.
Bukan as in dia tidur dia marah.
Tak. Because pasal dia, she said lah, dia don't really macam banyak gerak-gerak and stuff like that. Kalau dia gerak-gerak pun mungkin bantal dia jatuh, dan baru surah baru buku Yasin jatuh kan. But tak, jadi dia macam feel weird lah kan. Feel very weird. And on top of that, dia masak nasi jadi basi. Then habis suddenly macam nak muntah-muntah. Habis feel restless, macam kita selalu kalau nak demam kan, nanti badan kita macam rasa lemah dengan stuff. So dia macam feel macam nak demam tapi tak demam, macam nak sakit tapi tak sakit, that kind of stuff. And then that one fine day, things starts to get a little bit aggressive, a little bit lah. Which is the scene yang almari tu. Dia dah start main ketuk-ketuk pula. Jadi dia dah start main ketuk-ketuk tu. That one particular day tu, one particular night tu, dia dah bingit lah. At first dia ingatkan macam bilik apa ni, adik-beradik dia ke, atau bilik mak pada atau somebody lah kat rumah dia. But then it was not, macam it keeps on happening. So one fine day tu dia macam beranikan diri lah, kira kan macam mencabar tu benda. Kalau kau kacau aku, kau tunjuk diri kau, that something like that lah. Macam manggil like kan, macam dia dah bingit kan, stuff like that, dia dah tak boleh tahan. Then macam dekat that scene, dia buka almari tu nak tengok apa kan, but then tak ada benda. Then
by this time dia dah rasa something wrong lah.
Dah something wrong lah. So dia buka, dia just leave it buka. Tu yang bila part yang dia pusing tu, yang dia nampak that thing tinggi kat situ. Dia dah tertinggi kat situ pula. And then the way she explained to me is that macam benda tu happy tau. nampak dia macam tengah merana, macam nak sakit tapi tak sakit, muntah, nak makan nasi, buat nasi basi and all that kind of stuff lah. Ada lagi lah benda-benda dia tak share sangat lah. Just a few things lah. So bila dah ternampak tu benda, and also yang scene yang dekat kaki tu, yang macam dia feeding tu, dia nampak it's true. That one is that really happen lah, kira kan the almari part.
Benda tu really tengah isap.
Dia sukot lah dia tak ingat whether tu benda macam literally pegang kaki dia ke apa, or macam rasa dia tengah isap.
But that happened.
That part happened. And then this thing pun she don't know what it is.
Because aku pernah dengar if people say dorang have something to do with darah, that means dorang isap darah ke anything to do with darah kan, is actually this benda ni
entah pula, dia tak cakap.
So dia tak cakap awal
dia tak cakap because she also don't know what it is. So lagipun tu benda kan macam at first nampak macam a normal human being, macam size kita. But then one of the night dia kata dia nampak that thing was very big and tall sampai dah bongkok kat atas ceiling, you know. Kira kan dah macam ceiling gini, dah kira kan dah macam gini
dah terbongkok
dah terbongkok, that kind of stuff dah kira kan dah rabak So
tinggi Syul.
Tahu tak macam mana saya.
Okay.
So when that happened, they decided to seek advice from someone lah. I'm not too sure from who lah. But that someone actually advised her lah basically untuk jaga solat dengan, and the person say tu buku Yasin tak mau letak bawah bantal lah.
Itu dia.
Baca. Jadi kalau nak letak pun letak atas macam apa ni, macam table, meja kat sebelah katil kan, letak situ. So from that day onwards, she tried to macam solat, belajar solat ke, or memang dia dah tahu solat ke, dia solat, lepas tu belajar macam nak baca dia Yasin.
Kuatkan iman dia lah.
Macam like improve herself lah dalam segi agama. So when she start doing that, things starts to die down a bit lah. Macam dah relax sikit, dah she feeling better. Macam dah sihat balik lah, kirakan so-called lah. Jadi pelan-pelan dia macam gitu.
Recovering lah.
Recovering. So once dia dah start jaga dia punya solat, dah start jaga dia punya dah start macam baca dia punya buku Yasin tu. Things got better. Then one fine day, dia jumpa balik cincin tu kat bawah bantal dia.
Cincin apa?
Cincin yang dia dah buang tu.
Cincin tulang dia.
Cincin tulang.
Dia jumpa balik.
Dia jumpa balik. But the thing is, bukan dia jumpa, kira kan tu benda dah terselit dah bawah bantal dia.
Okay.
So
mak dia kot. Pandai aku. Okay, tak serius.
Takut.
So she found back the ring that dia dah buang time dia putus tunang lah.
Correct. So but this time dia punya cincin ada macam benang kat situ. Tapi tak tahulah benang apa, benang kuning ke, benang merah ke, benang biru. Jadi ada benang lah kat situ. Macam dah ikat. So
is it dia tunang yang buat?
She said that dia macam tak boleh fully blame on the guy pasal one thing is that dia tak ada proof. She do not have proof that he did it lah.
But
basically.
the cincin is proof what?
Maybe benda tu datang kat dia, dumping kat dia, and then maybe dia time dorang dah break up tu dia terlanggar benda ke, things yang dia tak sepatutnya terlanggar ke, and stuff like that, and then tu benda ikut dia habis feed off her heartbreak punya situation. Okay. So actually betul. Maybe because aku pernah dengar, diorang bukan pernah dengar lah, memang pernah tahu ni, diorang cakap when you're at your lowest, that means bila kau terlalu sedih atau terlalu marah, that's where benda ni senang dumping. So maybe bila time dia tengah sedih lah, dia break up ni semua ni, benda ni cari chance untuk dumping dengan dia. Correct. And then selagi dia tengah heartbroken macam gitu, tengah sedih,
makin jadi
makin suka lah tu benda.
Okay.
Because you won't feel like yourself pun, macam rasa penat lah. That kind of stuff.
Seram juga
Danger. Jadi korang baca Yasin. Jangan letak
bawah bantal. Okay. So but then after that sekarang semua alhamdulillah she's fine.
Alhamdulillah sebenarnya sekarang semua dah okey, dah lagipun dah cerita lama,
Okay.
everything dah settle lah, kira kan dah kahwin, dah berumah tangga, dah ada anak, all that stuff. So yeah, everything's good.
Roughly kau tahu tak bila like this happen? 10 years ago.
Tak tahu.
Okay, bila kau kenal dia?
Aku kenal dia dah lama ni. Lagipun kita bukan kontak pun. Dia dah ada lelaki dah ada.
Oh, gitu lah.
Nanti kau tengok lelaki dia pula cari aku. Dia lelaki dia dumping kat aku pula. Dah jadi cerita lain tau.
Okay.
Bukan POV lagi dah tu.
Because aku nak tahu timeline lah. So macam like, because ada orang macam bila dia kena gangguan macam ni kan, it takes lama for them to recover from it. So like, yeah.
Okay, aku agak lah aku just give a rough guess lah, because she's older than me. Okay, so probably that thing
happen
probably around maybe about 10 to 12 years ago.
Oh, okay lah. 10 to 12 years
Ya, pasal dia dah kahwin pun dah quite some time.
But when bila kau cakap yang dia finally bila dia jumpa cincin tu semua, tu bertahun-tahun ke berapa bulan je?
You mean mana satu?
Yang bila kau cakap dia finally jumpa the ring kan, because dia dah kuatkan iman dia semua kan. So how long did it take for her to ni untuk that reach that stage where she realised that ada cincin tu lah?
Oh, how long
How long?
Oh, aku tak sure.
Oh, kau tak sure?
Dia tak bilang aku. Dia just storytelling lah kira kan. Dia tak bilang lah berapa lama, berapa bulan. Yeah, but I think it took a few months maybe.
Bukan years lah.
No lah.
Because aku tahu ada orang part kena gangguan gini makan tahun.
So
kesian lah kan. Okay, but alhamdulillah, okay, maybe for her she got off easily lah. Maybe that's why.
Maybe tu benda pun bukan boyfriend dia punya hantar ke.
Maybe memang betul kau cakap lah yang dia terlanggar ke apa benda lah. Okay lah. Maybe that's why it's easier to get rid of. Okay,
lain lah kalau maybe orang hantar.
Itulah, that's why aku try to piece the pieces. Selalunya kalau orang hantar benda-benda gini, it's lagi more persistent. Diorang lagi macam more
pasal
macam
they have a motive tau.
Correct. Ada orang macam kasih diorang task tau. You have ada mission lah gitu. So kalau let's say macam this kind of thing, kalau let's say cepat go away, maybe aku pun maybe apa tau yang cincin tu kan, it can be a trick, decoy. Aku pandai detektif gitu. Because aku tahu benda-benda gini diorang punya motif untuk sesatkan kaum-kaum Adam ni semua, and bukan Adam je lah, maksud aku ni lah, sesatkan kita semua. Sama diorang suka kalau kita gaduh antara sesama sendiri. So mana tahu diorang benda ni macam tahu yang perempuan ni dah break up dengan ex-boyfriend dia, and then they make use of the ring untuk macam buat dia macam cakap dia ni fitnah fitnah dia punya ex-boyfriend macam I think dia ni yang buat
yang
kita hantar dia semua. And then
buat.
mana tahu kalau let's say dia tak kuat iman ke apa, dia pun fight balik, then dah dua-dua dah hantar barang, which is not good. Tapi alhamdulillah kawan kau don't think of it like that. She just think that maybe something terlanggar ke apa. Alhamdulillah. Okay lah, good positive thinking.
Tak ada proof so.
Adalah betul. Wah, okay. Aku really tak expect this episode jadi macam gini. Like I said, usually Ijal just kasih the storyline, the flow and everything, but I didn't know the story is in depth macam gini lah. Okay, thank you so much Ijal.
Actually ada lagi cerita dia. But the thing is she wouldn't tell me lah, because she say a bit sensitive lah for her. Things macam macam when you go through some situation, macam kau bila orang cakap pasal benda ni, kau tak mahu cakap pasal benda ni, teringat lah. That kind of stuff. So she didn't say.
Okay, tak apalah, kita respect dia punya ni. Okay, anyway, thank you so much once again Ijal for actually coming on to this backstory episode. I understand lah kenapa she don't want to come and do this backstory herself, because the previous backstories that I did kan, kesian lah some of the people who did those backstories, dorang actually tell me that even though I change dorang punya suara, I blur out dorang punya face, dorang punya family members can still tell it's them. So that's why like I understand why your friend want to come on board, because like the repercussions, like macam bila orang sound balik tu is real lah kan. Kadang-kadang it's not dalam segi suara atau ni, kadang-kadang it's dalam segi gerak-geri, you know. So I understand. Don't worry sis, I got your back. Cik gitu. Okay, that is it lah everyone for this episode 15's Restless Backstory. If you like the content, you can actually like this video and also subscribe to our channel. For those who have done so, thank you so much. Alhamdulillah, really appreciate it. And we will see you again next time inshallah.